So a very warm welcome to all of the learners who are preparing for CLAT exam 2022. And basically in this today's session we are going to discuss the syllabus of logical reasoning, like what is there, what carries the maximum number of marks, how you could cover the syllabus, and what is the way of attemptation. So this is what we are going to discuss in our today's session. So let me introduce you with the syllabus first of all. So logical reasoning basically divided into two sections. First one is logical and second one is critical reasoning. So logical and critical reasoning. Basically in CLAT exam the questions were asked maximum from critical reasoning. If I have to divide it, the percentage, so the number of questions asked from critical reasoning is 90%. That means logical reasoning is there very less, and the topics are even very reduced. Earlier there was clock, calendar, direction, and so many other topics as well are there, but now those are not relative for the CLAT exam for 2022. What you have to cover from the logical reasoning, that are basically puzzles and concepts of direction only. No question will be there directly from it. Concepts of direction, sitting arrangement, questions on games, this is what you have to cover from logical reasoning. And in critical reasoning there will be definitely the whole paper is in form of passage. There will be 5 to 6 passages. Each passage is of 300 words. So definitely you don't have to cover rest of the topics like clock, calendar. Those things will not be there. So don't waste your time in completing those. Just focus on maximum focus. Your maximum focus will be on critical reasoning passages. Basically, like the questions from here will be find out inference, find out supporting statement, or find out the opposing statement, or what is the central idea of the passage. So this will be the maximum syllabus or the maximum marks carrying syllabus. So just focus on critical reasoning instead of covering everything. Now let me introduce you like what type of questions are there. So definitely, as I told you, you will get passages here only, and each passage is of 300 words. So basically your reading speed must be good because the time given to you is very less, and in that given time you have to read 5 or 6 passages, and then there will be one or more than 2 or 4 at least questions will be there for each passage. Then you have to answer those questions as well. That means you just have 2 or 3 minutes to read this 300 word passage, and after that you have to attempt the whole 3 or 4 question in just 4 or maybe less than 4 minutes. So that means we must be very good at reading. That's even more important for us. So now, as I told you, there will be passages that carry 300 words. Second is recognize an argument, like what will be there in those passages. So basically first thing is argument. What is argument? Argument is basically the central idea of the passage, like what should be there or what is the topic that is given or that we are talking about in that passage, that is known as argument. Its premises. What is premises? Basically premises are given facts that support the conclusion or the final conclusion which the author wants to say. That is known as premises. And conclusion. Conclusion, we know like after reading it, what was your final conclusion, what you has concluded, that will be there. So questions basically asked from these 4 to 5 types. Maximum question are from there only. Then next is read and identify the argument set out in the passage. Critically analyze the pattern, like what is the pattern of reasoning, and assesses how conclusion may be depend on particular premises, because conclusion, as I told you, is basic thing or the basic facts which are going to support your conclusion. So basically what you are going to do is you have to divide that passage in some parts, like which statement is about premises, which statement is about conclusion, which is argument, and then only you can attempt in the given time. If you are first reading it, or just thoroughly reading it and then reading the questions and going come and back and on the questions and then again on the passage part, so that is not the way to attempt critical reasoning. So now let me introduce you like what will be the questions that can be asked from a critical reasoning. So first, I have told you that there will be a passage is divided into 3 sections, that is conclusion, argument, premises, and sometime there will be supporting or non-supporting statements as well. So critical reasoning is covering of the whole syllabus. Additional evidences, like some additional statement will be given to you in a question. Suppose in the passage we are talking about something, and then in some support of that passage we are giving some statement. You have to identify which of those 3 or 4 options is supporting our main passage, or maybe it is about the opposite as well. So argument, recognition. Argument basically means as I told you, what is the passage talking about, that is known as argument. Next, it is what is the conclusion, inference, or central idea. Basically means the same thing, that what is the central idea of the passage what we are talking about, or what is the conclusion of that whole passage. How conclusion depends on a particular premises. As I told you, basically these two almost mean same thing, conclusion and premises, but premises are those facts which support your conclusion. At last you will find out that all these statements are basically supporting the conclusion, and then we can find out what on the basis. You don't have to think it of yourself, you have to think like what the author wants to say. By concluding those premises, you can go to your conclusion part. Next is relationship and analogies. Some questions are there from relationship and analogies as well. Then weakening, weakening and strengthen. Basically a few statements are there which are weakening the passage, or weakening the central idea, or maybe weakening a particular statement that is given in brackets, that is also known as boldface, or maybe strengthening statements additionally given to you in the question part. Then contradictions, which are also known as the basically statement which are opposing the author. Like suppose I am praising about something, and at last there is a line which is totally opposing that passage, so that kind of statement is known as contradictions. I'll give you an idea with the passage how you are going to identify these statements in a passage. Then effectiveness of the argument. So now things before starting any CR. So before starting the critical reasoning, what you have to be very confident in is, first one, reading speed. Your reading speed must be very fast. For that you have to read newspapers daily. The editorial part in Hindu is best for you, because we are going to get those passages from that editorial part only. So that is most important. You need to increase your reading speed. Then second is vocab. Even if a single word is there in the passage which you don't able to understand, then you won't able to answer the question that is asked from that passage. Okay, because you get stuck on that particular word, and that is only given to confuse us. So basically your vocab must be very good to solve the passages. And as the whole paper is in English, so basically you must require these 2 or 3 things to solve any question, not from logical reasoning, even from legal and other parts as well. Next one is knowing how to read the passage. This I will discuss separately, how to read the passage, because this is also very important. So instead of reading the passage, where some students do this thing, they read the passage very fast and they don't understand it, what is given. They were just focusing on reading it in a very fast manner. So that is not again a correct way, because if you are not able to get what is given there and you are reading it fast, then again after going to the questions you again have to come there. So don't follow this approach. Instead follow mind mapping. So what is mind mapping? So basically some of the students who are preparing for it, they know about it. So eventually in mind mapping you have to distort the given passage. you have to divide in 3 or 4 given statement. Like suppose there is a passage given in front of us. So that passage is the expansion of runways at the Bay City airport will allow for larger planes to travel to and from Bay City. Okay, so basically what is given, this is the argument, this is what we are going to argue about, that expansion of runways at a Bay City airport. So there is a city, Bay City, in which we are expansioning the runways so that some larger planes able to land there and fly from there. So these new planes will create a large amount of noise. So as I told you, there will be some contradictory statement. So this is contradictory statement where we are opposing, you will get an idea after reading the whole passage that we are basically contradicting with all other statement by saying this, that they are going to create a large amount of voice. Next, a nuisance for residents who live near the airport. So this whole statement is up to this point is contradicting. However, many of the residents in this neighborhood work in construction and the contract to expand the runways has been awarded to local construction companies. So see, basically what is given here, that maximum number of residents of this whole local or locality are construction workers, and the contract of expansion is given to them only. That means it is going to provide them employment and money and a better life basically. So that's why I am saying this particular statement is contradictory with other given statement. So what is this? This is basically premise. As I told you, premise is which is going to help you to find out your conclusion, or that what is supporting to your conclusion. And the last one is conclusion part. This is our conclusion. What we have concluded is, thus the expansion of the runways will lead to an increased quality of life. This is the author has concluded that due to this expansion of runways, quality of life for the people has been increased and residents of this neighborhood. So this is our final conclusion. So you can remember that this is the conclusion. Now how solving or distorting this passage like this helps us, because suppose now we will, after this we will go to the question part, and suppose the question is about a contradiction. So if you read anything which is contradicting the passage, we have to come to this statement, there we will get our answer. If any question is about the argument, we have to come to the first statement. So just remember, or even you can write this down now, like first is argument. Our first statement is argument. Our second statement is basically contradictory. Our third statement is premise, and our fourth statement is about conclusion. So if the question is about conclusion, then it means I have to go on statement number 4. If it is about some fact, then I have to go on statement number 3, that is about premise. If I have to ask the question about argument, I have to go to statement number 1. So this is what mind mapping is. Basically distort the passage in parts, so you can able to remember after reading the question at which part I have to go in that whole passage. If you are again reading the whole passage again and again to solve every question, so that means you are able to solve only 2 or 3 of that. That's it. And what I am saying is there will be at least 5 to 6 such passages. So this is the best way to attempt the question. Now let's discuss about the approach, what we should do, or you can say the methodology, what you have to do and what you don't have to do. So generally the first we will discuss about the wrong methodology, because that is even important. What you should not do is even important. So let's start with the first one. Read the argument pretty quickly. That was I was saying that students generally read that very quickly, and they don't take notes like what is given here, they don't even understand what is given here. They were just quickly reading it, they were just trying to make sense of it. But again, yes, if you are doing it like this, again you have to come back after reading the question. So after doing this, then they read the question, okay, and then realize that they need to read the argument again because they don't able to get it. So they go back to the question passage part, then again come to reread that question. What was the question? Now I am able to answer it. So this was totally wrong. Don't follow this approach. What I have told you, what you can do is basically mind mapping, then again examine answers, eliminating one or several. Without getting the idea, they started eliminating, like this is not relative, so this got cancelled, so this was not correct. If you are not getting the language of the passage, so you cannot eliminate the options. Okay, so read the argument yet again. So this is what they do. So they keep eliminating answers, then they again go back there, like to read what I can cancel now. So this is also wastage of time if you are again going back to read what you can cancel out. Don't follow this approach. What you can do is, as I told you, first take a quick reading and make notes right there, like what is first statement about, what is second statement about, what is third statement about, and then go to the question and then see. Or even what you can do is, first you can take a brief reading about the questions, because you can remember the question. There are just 3 to 4 questions, you can remember that, but you cannot remember the whole passage, like what is given in the whole passage. So first you can do is read out the questions, take a brief reading quickly of the questions, and then make notes like what is given in the passage for step or statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and so on, and then try to answer those questions. This was the best way to attempt the question. I hope that you know how to attempt it, what will be there in the syllabus. Now we will meet in this next session. Take care all of you. Thank you.